Hi, this is Lauren Canario, and you're watching the LCL Report.
This program is brought to you by FreeKeen.com. FreeKeen.com features audio, video, and blogs chronicling the transition to a voluntary society. FreeKeen.com also has comments and discussion forums so you can be heard. FreeKeen.com.
Hi, this is Taryn Lupo. Welcome to Low Country Liberty Report. I want to thank my new sponsor, FreeKeen.com. If you don't go there, you know the terrorists will win. So go support them. Other than that, I wanted to talk to you about what I think is one of the worst decisions of all time of the Supreme Court. And on the surface, it doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but on the end, in the end game, it's a huge deal because it sets such an awful precedence. And it's just another example why our government's broken will probably never work.
I'm here with Lauren Canario, pretty much super activist, and got a lot of fans out there now. But I first heard about Lauren Canario, years ago with the New London case. And for you people that are new to the Liberty movement, you might not know what the New London case was all about. Lauren, can you give a brief description of what happened?
New London, Connecticut, in 2005, the Supreme Court ruled that these 7 homeowners in New London, Connecticut had to give up their homes because Visor, who had headquarters in the city, wanted something better to look at except their neighborhood. So they were going to put it in a mall, a gym, donut shops and stuff, and they were taking people's homes to put in a mall? That wasn't right. And the Supreme Court said, yeah, go ahead, that's okay with us. So
the Supreme Court basically said, instead of eminent domain going to something like a government, which is bad enough, now the government could take property from one citizen and give it to another citizen.
Right.
And how did you get involved in all the middle of that mess?
Well, it was a big story. It was national news. So when I heard about it, I said, oh man, those people, they need help. They're really brave standing up to the government and the city government, the state government, the federal Supreme Court. They're still going to try and fight this out. I go, oh, those guys need help. So I go, hey, it would be cool if I could go over there and live in one of those buildings, and I could help it be a little bit more tough to evict them.
So there was a lot of people that just agreed with the government and left, but you're saying there's a small group of homeowners that stood up? How many, you think? Remember?
Yeah, there was like 14 people, individuals in 7 different houses in the neighborhood. So.
And you were one of the last ones standing, if I remember right. What happened?
Yeah. Well, eventually, the police never, or after I got there, there had been like police harassing people before that, but when I got there, nothing happened like that. The police backed down and let them live day in, day out in there. Didn't block off the roads, didn't turn off the electricity or anything. Finally, the government decided to offer more money to the homeowners, and they took it. So everyone was happy, I suppose.
Well, what was the video I've seen of you where you're being dragged out of the house off the porch?
That was...
Isn't that the incident with New London?
That did happen in New London. It was one of the deals that the last homeowner was named Michael Cristofaro. He had like a garden and a vineyard in his yard, and he wanted to keep that. He didn't. One of his things the city agreed to was that they would let him keep his or move his vineyard and his trees and garden and stuff. And so they were turning off the water at his house. So I was like calling him up going, hey Michael, they're turning off the water and the electricity and stuff, and is that okay with you? And then that's why I was hanging out on the porch there. And I was reading a book, and when the police came to board up the windows, they said, you can't stay here. Go on. I go, no, I'll just stay here. I'll just read my book.
No, that's it.
Yeah,
they don't like that, do they?
They didn't like that, no.
And now, you were kind of a rallying point. You were the first person I remember in the movement where there was a large deal made to come help you. And I kind of feel like, you were a big catalyst to getting some major players here that have built the movement. You were one of the first here. And if I remember right, you're kind of a big reason most people are moving to Keene. You were one of the first people there, right?
I wasn't the first, but
one of them.
There were other activists there, and they were doing all kinds of fun stuff, burning UN flags and hanging out in the IRS office and stuff. And I said, yeah, that's the place I want to go. And then after I moved there, the Free Talk Live folks decided to move there, and a lot of others do now.
Well, thank you so much for your. I really enjoy your activism. It's highly entertaining. Thanks. Makes great. Also, you have your own channel, Tackle the World, and where can people find that?
That's YouTube, Tackle the World channel.
So just search it, guys, and she's got great videos up. I love the video you have of Sam getting out of jail.
Yeah.
That was excellent. All right, thanks for the interview.
What this means to everybody else is that one group of people can now take the property of another group of people by using the government as force, which is no different than taxation. You know, that's what taxation is, but you're just openly doing it to property now. This decision kind of legitimizes stealing property in the eyes of people in the government, and it's very damaging to the public persona, the public's faith in government too, that now this sort of action is justified. Because before it was, oh, the government could come take your house as long as they were doing something for the public good, building a road or something, and that it would create more tax dollars for the community, so therefore it was public good. Well, that's a really, really crappy precedence to set, that you're not allowed to own your land because, you know, it could be worth more to someone else through tax dollars. It's a bunch of crap. We always hear this comment about, well, you enjoy the road you're driving on. How do you think they got them? They stole somebody's house and basically made it into a road. You know, somehow this country had roads for over 100 years without all this taxation and taking people's land. It's terrible to think that we can't come to a point in society that we can actually, you know,